Let's press on. Let's get into the news here. Public companies now hold almost $7 billion worth of Bitcoin. Now, this is one of those articles here, and this is an investment channel, and this is a news channel. This is our news show. So when we're talking about our news and our crypto news, and this is a show that does favor the future of cryptocurrency, and that does favor the advancement of technology in the financial sector, and does, I'm a favor of Bitcoin, and I'm a favor of the space overall, but I do favor the things that I do invest in and that I have money in myself. So this is why when you go through and you're listening to this channel, I go through and talk about these things, because it's just more so of me giving you what I'm doing as a part of my macro analysis when I'm looking at things. I'm looking at, $7 billion from public companies. Why is that important? This title, and I went through and read the article. We're not going through all of that. But I want to make a point here. When I go through and I see an article like this, and I go through and I read an article like this, I'm looking at the fact that we got 13 publicly listed companies that own almost $7 billion worth of Bitcoin. Now, if Bitcoin was a sham and a scam and full of all of this, if Bitcoin was trash, like I've heard people say, and if Bitcoin was going to zero, like I've heard some people ignorantly say, then why would a publicly traded company, a publicly listed company, that means this company has to live traded on the stock exchange. Their stock price is affected by what they do and their perception of what they do. They can be highly criticized and sued and taken out of position. All type of stuff can happen with these publicly traded companies. I mean, it's a lot of politics that goes along with that. So when you're a publicly listed company that is open to public scrutiny that could affect your position and your job in running said company, then you have to make your moves to be really precise, and you have to be playing chess. And granted, everybody makes mistakes, but MicroStrategy put 425 million into Bitcoin, just them. And we're not that's a hefty amount of money no matter what your balance sheet is. 425 million is 425 million. So I mean, and then we got Square and Grayscale and all of these things. So I mean, So I pull these articles up and I look at this from a macro perspective of these people obviously have a lot more research, a lot better researchers, and a lot more connections, I'll say, than someone such as myself or you, just us regular people out here just making things happen and making it do what it do, right? So I pulled these up so that this gives me, long story short, or long story long, this gives me a perspective of there's something going on in this thing called Bitcoin, and it's not a bad idea for me to jump on board.